Welcome to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. We're live inside Muscatine Hy-Vee on 2nd Avenue in Muscatine, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, here's Tony Tone.
Just like that, you feel like you snap your fingers, you blink, and the weekend is over, and we're back with Hy-Vee Today. This is Tony Tone inside Hy-Vee here in Muscatine off Highway 61. I do hope you had a good weekend. Kind of a mixed bag weather-wise, although I felt like Saturday was great. I don't know if you know anybody that lives in the Chicago area or Galesburg or even parts of Peoria. They got a bunch of snow yesterday, so I'm glad that missed us, although they kept saying we were going to get snow, so then when it doesn't happen, you have like a sense of relief, but a little bit of disappointment because you wanted to complain about getting snow. I'm okay that we didn't have that, by the way, and it wouldn't have stuck around anyways because it's going to be like 76 degrees tomorrow. I want to go back to Saturday for a second. Two things happened that were a lot of fun. We had an event here at the store, and then I had L&M's prom. So this is from the Breakfast with Gary Dolphin. That is voice of the Iowa Hawkeyes, Gary Dolphin. He was here Saturday morning from 8 to 10. That is Dolph and my 4-year-old son, Ted. And Dolph was laughing because he was trying to ask Ted, what do you prefer? Like, what do you go by? Because he was signing a poster for him. And Ted said, Ted, but sometimes people call me Theo. And the way he said it, Dolph, I mean, you can see the expression on his face. And then my kids wanted to ask Gary Dolphin a very important question, and that, of course, is, had he ever swam with a real dolphin? And his answer was no. That's what you're going to get from a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old. They want to know, Gary Dolphin, have you ever swam with a dolphin? And no, he had not. So thanks to everybody who came out for that. Thanks again to the Merrill Hotel and Conference Center. They put up Dolph for the night. It was a lot of fun. And, it was great having him here and getting ready for Hawkeye football, which will be back sooner than later. It's interesting. I didn't know that the Hawks are not doing a spring football game this year because of some improvements that are happening to Kinnick Stadium in Iowa City. So Dolph told us about that, and then he's got an event coming up, I think, on April 24th with Coach Ferentz that we can get you more details on if you want to go watch that live in the Iowa City area. And then Saturday night, as I mentioned, L&M's prom. I kind of had retired from DJing high school dances, but I always said if L&M, Wise Muscatine, asked me to do their prom, I would do it. And here's the best part about this picture. We're going to show you in a second. This kid, Jaden, had the Dumb and Dumber tuxedo on. It was a great look, and I haven't seen that in a while. And I told Jaden, and we'll show you this picture in a second, that I had pulled that off several years ago. So a little bit of the setup from prom. Do you have that picture, Cody, that I airdropped you of? We'll see if we have that in a second. But that was a good time. It was at the Rendezvous here in the Pearl City, and thanks to Deb and everybody at L&M. Small group, right? Like 132 students, I think. So that was one of the smaller dances that I've done in all the years that I've been doing stuff like that. So thanks again to the Falcons for having us out. All right, the last thing I'll mention before we get rolling is today we have a Make My Monday with an opportunity for you to save 20% off all produce purchases. Grab one of the paper Hy-Vee bags, load it up, and then take it to the register, and they'll save you 20%. You can fill up 1, 2, 5, 10, 15, 20 bags. We don't care. If you want to save on produce, today is the day to do it. We've had some great deals on like asparagus, and I don't know. The produce department here is the best in Muscatine for sure. It's always fresh and ready to go. So don't miss your opportunity to save 20% off today during that Make My Monday. Again, all you have to do is grab one of those paper bags, and then you'll save 20% off at the register, and that can add up really quick, okay? All right, so don't miss out on that. All right, with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to our first guests that are patiently waiting. As I've been talking, they've just been doing power cleans and hang cleans. I think that's right. Kyle Jack with Warrior CrossFit Muscatine, Dr. Doug Dawson, who is ENT with Unity Point Health, but a very important member of Warrior CrossFit are here. Kyle, good to see you. Doc, good to see you.
Thanks.
I'm so happy that you're here. And one of the things I told Kyle, I sat down and I said, are you in the new building yet? Because Warrior CrossFit Muscatine has a new space. And you said you were there till 9 o'clock last night. And then you had your first class this morning. Yep. And we have a video that we'll share from this first class. So congratulations, buddy. You put a brand new building, sort of, what would the address be? It's like at the foot of University and Highway 22. It's a red building. You can't miss it.
The address is 2818 Highway 22.
That makes sense.
Big red building.
Wow.
Big red building. Yeah, that's very official. So how much work had gone into that, Kyle? I mean, it seems like I remember, when things started to happen where the new building is, a year or so ago.
Yeah. So we purchased land last June.
Wow.
Construction started last fall, and we moved in literally last night.
Literally. Now, Dr. Dawson, were you helping with the move-in last night, or
I was not.
you were watching Game of Thrones? Is what we're learning.
I perhaps was.
Yes. Did you offer at least? Was it one of those things where, like, Doc, you've helped a lot of friends and family move over the years. You're like, Kyle, I love you, but I got something I got to do. Was that the line that you used?
I actually thought that Saturday morning we usually have a partner wad. I thought it was going to be the move wad, but no.
So when we talk about what you have to move, for the last couple of years, Warrior CrossFit Muscatine has been kind of right near Hy-Vee here on 2nd Avenue. So Kyle, everything that was in there has to move to the new space, and a lot of the equipment that you have is of a decent size. So did you have?
Heavy.
I was going to say it's heavy. So it's a workout in itself. Did you have to like rent trucks, or did you just rely on friends with big vehicles, or what?
Just relied on friends with big vehicles, borrowing some trailers.
That's awesome.
Got it done. Got everything moved Saturday, and then spent all day yesterday just kind of putting things into their final home.
That is so great. Colleen just is making me self-conscious on Facebook. She says, "What's on Tony's glasses?" They're steamy, Colleen, all right? The lights are making me hot. There we go. They're cleaned off. Okay, so what a great feeling to be able to have your first class this morning in the new location at Warrior CrossFit. What time was that at? I mean,
5:15 a.m. is our first class of the day.
Gosh.
Yeah, it's a dedicated
5:15.
group that shows up at that time. Same people every day. Great group.
Okay, and we have, Cody, you have that video that I airdropped to you, and that was Dr. Dawson. Are you a part of the 5:15 group then? Or
no,
are you after that?
I'm sane, so no.
No? So we have 5:15, and then what's the next time?
6:15.
Holy moly. That's fantastic. All right, so I want to look at this video. So this is, again, inside the brand new Warrior CrossFit here in Muscatine off Highway 22. Look at the size of this facility. I mean, it's just... And as I said, just having driven past the building for the last year, it seemed like it was a good size, Kyle, but this looks humongous. So you had to have gained a bunch of square footage, right, moving in?
We definitely gained square footage. I'd say the biggest thing is we gained usable square footage. We were able to design this building exactly how we wanted.
Gotcha.
So it's a lot more efficiently laid out.
Sure. Okay, now I guess if we back up, I kind of went out of order. I don't assume that everybody watching is familiar with CrossFit, but I mean, just from the little clip that we saw, I mean, you're getting a good sense for what's going on. There are people doing a variety of different workouts. Like there was somebody on a bike and maybe kettlebells.
Yep.
So when you talk about CrossFit, and some great pictures, of course, we can find on the Warrior CrossFit Muscatine Facebook page. When you talk about CrossFit in comparison to another gym, I mean, it is completely different, right? I mean, you're there at 5:15 or 6:15 for an hour with a large group of people, and I did CrossFit for a little bit, so my knowledge is vague, but from what I remembered, it almost seemed like, I don't want to say that there were stations, but you're constantly doing something. There's never a lot of downtime, right?
Right, yes.
It's not one of those things where you're like, well, I'm going to go get on this machine and then I'll drink a little coffee.
It's very organized and laid out where
Right.
you need to be, what you need to do.
Yeah. And then, go ahead,
So
Doc.
CrossFit, 6 words.
Sure.
Constantly varied, functional movements with intensity. And so we'll do a
Intensities,
wide
right.
variety
Yeah.
across time and movements to take care of being constantly varied and functional movements with intensity. And it's the with intensity that sets it apart. Well, 2 things. It's with intensity and it's with a community. So you come in, I've been doing it 7.5 years, and we have pretty much the same group of people that we work out with. We joke and scream and shout and encourage each other, and sometimes just shame and belittle them. It's just dependent. So it's a great thing.
And I love, because I've known Dr. Dawson for several years now, and one of the things that you've told me is this idea of having a dock in every box. So correct me if I'm wrong, but a CrossFit gym or the space is often referred to as the box. Is this right?
Yes.
Right? And then the WOD, there's a lot of acronyms in CrossFit.
A lot of terminology.
It's like working at Han or H&I. The WOD is the workout of the day.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yep.
So, but the dock in the box philosophy is a good one. So, I don't know how many other CrossFit boxes or gyms have doctors that either go there or associated with it, but I know that was something that was, that you felt like was important to have somebody that can, that can help out if people need it, or just be there for a good resource, right?
Right. So a lot of us may have a passing reference about CrossFit and the CrossFit Games, and really basically Olympic level athletes doing incredible strength and incredible endurance things with their bodies, and just excelling, and just really something to aspire to. But also it's like real world. So just like not everybody's going to be an Olympic athlete, not everybody's going to be, but everybody can do CrossFit is my point. So the idea is that CrossFit as a large organization, 15,000 plus affiliates across the world, and several thousands of them in the United States. The organization, Greg Glassman, the founder of CrossFit, made a decision that really this is a much more important thing to talk about the health of the communities that they serve, and to try and bring really good things into the space that is the CrossFit community locally. By bringing good things, it means you can have an extended life, you can treat your common maladies, and you can go after life and be healthier if you just, not just specific to CrossFit, but if you're very, very active and you eat well. So health is 70% of things after we're age 50 are because of lifestyle. You smoke, you're sedentary, you eat crap, that kind of thing. So you can go ahead and change that. You have a choice. And so CrossFit is committed to training doctors in level 1 coaching, which is what Kyle and the other coaches are, and I'm going to join that either in October or December.
Good for
I'm on
you.
the list.
Yeah.
And as I hope to in the future be able to, I do sleep medicine, so I deal with people that are massively deconditioned, I guess is the way to put it, and they can really take a step towards health by just embracing healthy eating, embracing movement, not like at the Olympic level, like you see CrossFit athletes. Start where you're just doing more walking. Start where you come to a class, and that's what I hope to do in the future after getting some coaching experience, is come on in and let's do step-ups on a 4-inch plate. Let's do those things you're capable of, because over time, over 6 years, you can take yourself from stepping up on a plate to jumping on a box. It's possible. It took me 9 months to get inverted to be able to do something on the wall and do a push-up upside down. But I progressed.
Well, and that's just it, and again, the limited experience that I had, one of the concerns that I had was, am I just going to get thrown into this? And that's not the case at all, right? I mean, you don't want people like myself, the first timer, to be discouraged.
Absolutely.
And that's where it can be so nice to have such great resources, of course, like Kyle and Dr. Dawson and everybody that's there. There is a strong sense of community, 100%, I can attest to that. But when it's those first couple of days, I didn't really have that deer in the headlights feeling, because I knew that I wasn't going to be expected to do the same things, maybe to the same degree as people that have been doing it for years. So Kyle, that's got to be so important for you, is that person that's going to show up for the first couple of weeks. You want to make sure that they know exactly what they're doing, right? To set them up for success, because you want them to join the family, so to speak.
Exactly.
Right?
It's the most important thing, is our onboarding process, making sure people are comfortable, know what they're doing, know that they're not getting thrown into a class with somebody that's been there for 6 years and expected to do the same thing. That's really what makes our CrossFit classes special, is that every class is coached. We're able to scale you to where you need to be on the fly.
So, Dr. Dawson, what was it 7.5 years ago? I mean, were you like someone that was at a different gym or doing different things, or what was it about what you experienced in that first couple of, because this is, again, great firsthand experience. I mean, both of you can answer that question, but specifically, 7.5 years is a long time to be associated with one place and feel so passionately enough about it to be here, right, on a show promoting it, which is great. But what was it that you experienced in that initial couple of weeks or month that you thought, this is where I need to be?
My introduction was with having worked with a couple other doctors that were very, very committed to fitness. They were triathletes, Eric and Ashley Schmig. You guys might know them. They've been in Wilton, and now they've moved to Colorado. But the idea was, I was a runner. I did half marathons, that kind of stuff. A lot of running, and I really felt like I was only really scratching one thing. And so I came to a CrossFit workout, and the very first workout, it was not very long. I think it was like 8 minutes, and I was prostrate on the ground in a puddle of sweat, and I realized, this is really hard stuff, and it's really a good workout. So I just kept coming back because I like the people, I like the idea of it. It's functionally sound. In other words, you can do things without getting hurt. It's scientifically sound. There's a lot of physiology behind why you load your body on a CrossFit high-intensity way.
Sure.
And really, you can run with it.
So, Kyle, diet is so much part of it as well. And I know that, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like CrossFit seems to align itself, or, I don't want to say favor, but the paleo diet, right? Or is that not true anymore?
I would say they've kind of gone away from that in a sense. It's not.
Well, that's why. See, and that's why I'm glad you're here, because the last I knew that was so. But talk about the importance of, because you're able to help people with that as well. Because it's one thing to just show up and do the workout at Warrior CrossFit Muscatine, and then you can kind of erase that if you're just sort of eating whatever you want. So that nutrition is a part of it, right?
Yeah. We've really been working on growing our nutrition program over the last year. But yeah, like you said, it's 70, 80%. You don't want to be coming into the gym, busting your butt, working hard, and have it all be for nothing because you're eating crap the other 23 hours of the day. So yeah, diet's unbelievably important, and it's something that we look to grow in our gym.
Well, and I can tell you, just as someone that's been on a little bit of a weight loss journey since June, that I was shocked at how much, for me, it was diet. I mean, I was relatively active, not in the sense of going to a CrossFit, but just being active with my kids. But I was just eating crap, as Dr. Dawson said, and that's what was hurting me. So when I see pictures like that from your Facebook page, that's totally up my alley, right? Like a great meal prep system,
right,
to be able to help people. And the thing is, the majority of us are just so busy that we don't think we have time to eat right and to find the time to go to a place like Warrior CrossFit. But when you say, Kyle, that you had people working out at 5:15 and 6:15 this morning,
right? I
mean, if the majority of us aren't going to work until 7 or 8 or 9, I mean, that you can find that hour,
right?
And especially when it's one thing to take the step and to show up for the first class, but I remember showing up and looking around and going, wow, there's all different types of folks in here, and they're all in this together. They're all sweating as much as I'm going to be sweating.
Yep.
But then you can also look and see real results. I mean, you can talk to someone like yourself and Dr. Dawson and understand what 7.5 years has done for someone like Dr. Dawson and for yourself as well, right? I mean, it's incredible to see these transformations that people are able to undergo. So that's got to be, I mean, just more proof in the pudding, right? Like you watch a video like this, and again, you can see all different ages and sizes of folks. Nobody looks the exact same.
Some people there have been there for 6 years. Some people this is their first month.
That is fantastic.
All together doing the same workout, maybe different weights,
right?
A little bit different scaling options, but essentially doing it all together.
Jen on Facebook says, "Do you feel like CrossFit is an ear their young environment, or is it welcoming to newcomers?" So, yeah, I mean, I would say we've kind of answered that. I think you're absolutely welcoming to newcomers, and I think from just in that little video clip that we've been showing from this morning, nobody's. I also think sometimes there's this perception that someone's just going to be like yelling in your ear,
right,
like it's not a boot camp, right? I mean, people are holding themselves accountable, but yes, newcomers for sure, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's how you have to be welcoming to people to grow the business.
Yeah, and I can understand that it's nerve-wracking to start.
Sure.
Usually anything worth starting is going to be nerve-wracking.
Absolutely. But that's just it. It's just making that first that decision to try it and to show up. And now you have such a great space, right?
Right.
So, and I had not been in the former space off 2nd Avenue, but just from seeing the video of your new space for Warrior CrossFit, it feels like just walking in there is going to make people feel better. And as the weather gets nicer, you can open up those doors, right?
Yep.
That's super exciting. I don't know what it is about these CrossFit boxes and these giant garage doors, but it just seems like
kind of
if you're going to be working out that hard, you need to get some air moving in there. I did see the industrial size fan
big
as
fan,
well.
Big fan.
All right, so one of the things that we're going to talk about while you both are here is this Muscatine Murph coming up on Memorial Day, May 27th, right? And this is going to be along the riverfront in downtown Muscatine.
Correct.
So, Kyle, again, for folks that are going to watch this and they're learning about CrossFit and they like what they're hearing, but they don't know what it is when we say Murph. So this is something that you've done for several years now, but is this the first time that it's going to be outside along the river?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Murph is a hero workout. So there's lots of different hero workouts that we do. Each one of them is wrote to honor a fallen soldier.
Sure.
Murph just happens to be the one that we do on Memorial Day every year. this is the first time we're doing it as a community event. It's something that I've done every year since I've started CrossFit.
Sure.
But yeah, we decided to do something kind of special. Muscatine has a great riverfront, so we decided to take our big pull-up rig down there and put on a big community event.
It's awesome. What a great setting for this, Doc, right? I mean, this is you've done the Murph, I'm assuming, for
right.
a
I
couple
love
years
that,
now.
but not to lose sight of it. Michael Murphy is a hero, and CrossFit has taken that by honoring first responders and police and fire and then military. And Michael Murphy, won the Congressional Medal of Honor for literally sacrificing himself, stepping out in Afghanistan into fire to call in a rescue helicopter for his compatriots. And we honor that by doing this workout. It was his favorite workout.
Sure.
So running a mile, those things, I'm sure Kyle and I will go into it, but it gives you chills to feel like you are, you can be in the midst of this workout. It's very challenging and hard, and you can start complaining to yourself, well, that guy laid down his life so I can do this. I'm going to honor his effort and his bravery by trying to show a little fiber and get through this, and that's kind of overstating it. I just get through the workout, but it's fun.
Well, it's nice to be able to humble
honor
yourself,
folks
right?
and say, we respect the sacrifice you made. We respect the family sacrifice, and so Murph is something that's done every year across CrossFit with that Memorial Weekend.
Well, it's easy to lose sight of how good we have it, even if with all the struggles that we each have as individuals. When you think about somebody sacrificing themselves to save, their fellow soldiers, it's incredible. So, but this is a challenging workout. Now, I mean, this is. Are there running with weights part of it as well? I feel like
Optional.
Okay, I was gonna say. I mean, I feel like I've
Yep.
seen people running with some type of. Because again, you used to be located right around the corner from the store, and I almost feel like last year I saw people with weight on their shoulder, and I thought, oh, it must be the Murph. But so that is optional. That's not required.
Right.
Okay. So this Murph, though, how long does it typically take? Like, is this longer than an hour, or does it just depend on the individual?
About an hour.
Okay.
Yep. You'll have some people who are really fast, do it in under 40 minutes.
Wow.
An hour 15, hour 20.
Yeah.
It's really about completing the workout and just doing everything that you need to do to get it done.
Yeah, I was going to say. But again, having that camaraderie and the support of everybody that, has been with Warrior CrossFit, that has done it, and they can say to the person that it's their first time,
right.
I know you're going to be able to do this. Yes, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge, but that's where that sense of community can be so strong, right? Yep. Okay, so as far as getting somebody, started or onboarded for the first time, they like what they've heard, they want to come check it out. You've got great resources with social media, of course, and your website. Is it just a matter of finding out a time that works for them, they show up, or do you want them to show up ahead of time and fill out any paperwork, or
so getting started with us is as simple as just going to our website, warriorcfm.com. There's a contact us form, you fill it out, and somebody will get a hold of you to schedule a time for you to come in.
Awesome. And then you will go through, again, the whole thing when you get started with anything is having somebody that can show you what's going on. And I know that that's important. We already talked about it. But just to reiterate for folks that are going to see this, get signed up. And then how long is it until people start to feel like, okay, I've got a sense for what's going on? Because there are a lot of different workouts and things that are happening. Look at that arm right there. Boy, they caught Doc flexing. So is it like a month or so that they would start to, or maybe less than that, they would start to kind of to get it, what's happening on a daily basis? Yeah,
I would say a month. Coming consistently 3-4 days a week for a month, like you're really going to get some experience in that first month. But kind of the nature of CrossFit is that it's always changing, it's always evolving.
Okay.
So you never actually want to be comfortable, right?
Right.
So as soon as you feel like you've mastered something and you've got a good grasp on it, it's going to evolve, go to the next level. So getting comfortable being uncomfortable is really what we're about.
So that's interesting, and I was going to ask you about that, how the role of technology and a place like Warrior CrossFit Muscatine, and certainly if there are people constantly working to develop new techniques or workouts to get at different muscles, and that's the thing that Dr. Dawson said, and I remember after the first week of doing CrossFit, I was like, I don't know what's sore behind my leg, but it had not been sore for there were some muscles that I felt like hadn't had just been hanging out since the last time I was, a competitive athlete. So you definitely will get that good feeling, right? But no, that's good. So yeah, the technology and the innovation. So, over the last couple of years, have there been different, whether it is a different workout or a technique that you've tried to integrate into Warrior CrossFit?
I wouldn't really say it's new techniques or anything
Sure.
like that. It's just the evolution of, you can think about how just in any athletic endeavor, things progress, right?
Sure.
Like each Olympics, we
Yep.
see a faster 100-meter dash, that type
Yep.
of thing. So it's
Yep.
just people pushing the envelope every day.
Yeah, and they show up and they're ready to go. What were you going to say, Doc? Go ahead.
If you look at the fitness industry, there is always the latest kind of gimmick or latest kind of, I won't name names, but you guys have all heard of the, P90 or whatever it is that,
Right.
that is the latest kind of thing that's in vogue. And actually, I believe CrossFit kind of anchors back to just basics. And there are good movements, push-ups, pull-ups, things that you do with your body that don't
Sure.
even require. We don't have machines. We don't have.
Sure.
We have bikes. We have rowers. We have bars to lift and pull-up rigs and things like that. But it's really not a high technology.
Sure.
You can be massively massively fit, not infit, but massively fit by just following the regimen. And that's another beauty of it. I don't have to think and find out what I'm going to do. Is it an arms day? Is it a legs day? Am I running? No, I show up and do the workout of the day.
Yep.
And their programming takes care of me. I just show up and I'm with my friends and we, I think it hankers back to learning how to play again like we did as kids.
Sure.
And
it's nice to have that planned out, right? So that
Right.
you
Don't
show
have
up
to think.
and I'm imagining that sometimes you show up and you see what the workout of the day is and you go, oh, great. Right, if it's a more challenging one, but that's just it. Like, it's nice. It's never going to be the same thing every single day. It's never going to be just getting on an elliptical. You know what I mean? There's going to be something that's going to challenge you.
It's the next one
for
I
sure.
love to hate.
Yeah, the next one I love to hate. Danielle on Facebook says, Dr. Dawson looking fresh to death. So that's a nice compliment to you.
Thank you,
Doc.
Danielle.
You look great. So, coming back to something you said in the nature of the business that you're in, helping people that have ear, nose, and throat issues and sleep issues, you tell people, right? I know that sometimes there are some issues that you're going to need, like the sleep apnea machine, but for a lot of it, it's hard for us to admit that these are things that we can change. Like for me, it's been weight forever, right? So started a diet, weight started to fall off, instantly felt better in so many different ways. That's the crazy thing. You never know until you experience significant weight loss, like, oh wow, that's right, I don't have to feel tired all the time or sluggish or get winded playing with my kids. But with what you're able to do in your everyday life as an ENT, and then being able to tell people, like, look, this is a way that you could get healthy and make some significant changes, because ultimately you don't love having to set people up with these sleep apnea machines and the sleep studies. You want them to have a quality of life. It has to be an interesting balance for you, Doc, because you understand that a lot of this are things that people can control, and that must be a tough thing to convey at times, I imagine, right?
Well, I don't think as Americans we're really, used to that. We're used to going to the doc, getting a pill,
Right.
and going on and, oh, I have hypertension, or, oh, I have type 2 diabetes.
Right.
Okay, I need a medication for that.
Correct.
And instead, the idea is you can change, nutrition is not a diet. What you eat is a lifestyle, and good nutrition can be its own tonic and its own medication. And that's the other point to make. There's a rich vein of scientific research that's basically proven that if you eat well, and that is avoiding processed foods and basically processed sugar, if you avoid those two last things and you add this high intensity program, you're going to do well. And there are multiple, we were just talking before the show, there are multiple examples in our gym in Muscatine where people have stopped their medication because they're now not needing it, or they've dropped enough weight, they're not a type 2 diabetic. We're talking about things in sleep medicine. Untreated sleep apnea takes 10 to 15 years off your life.
Jeez Louise.
So if you treat it and then you become to the point where you lose the weight and become fit enough, because fit muscles rest differently and sleep differently than deconditioned muscles.
Sure.
And if you do that, you have an opportunity not to require the CPAP machine.
Sure.
It's challenging. All of this stuff is hard. I'm not saying there's an easy fix here, but it's within our choices to make the right choice and benefit from that.
And it's fantastic, again, to have in Muscatine, Iowa, Warrior CrossFit, right, as an option. I mean, I don't know communities of this size that would have facility like that, let alone something that's brand new. Right. That's pretty special.
And I'll go back to a point from earlier. How all of us are busy, family commitments, work commitments. I have a really lovely practice that I am so happy with the people I work with and the opportunities I have, but I work hard.
Yeah.
And yet I consistently get to CrossFit. It's my choice that I carve out time, because I tell you what, as stressful as medicine can be, doing that kind of thing, there's nothing like going to CrossFit, blowing out your blood, flushing out your bloodstream and flushing out your brain. The stress goes away. Yeah. So make the choice to make it part of a committed routine, and it'll pay dividends. Huge.
Kyle, a little background on yourself. How long have you been doing CrossFit, and how many years have you had Warrior CrossFit now? Because I realized I didn't ask that, and again, I want people to get the full story.
Been doing CrossFit for about 6 years now. I've been owner of the gym for about 2.5.
So when you started 6 years ago, what were you doing then? Did you ever think that this would be your baby now that you've been able to grow? I mean, I was always kind of into fitness. I was always doing some form of exercising. But once I started CrossFit, it kind of was like, oh man, okay, this is the real deal. And then about 6 months in, I ended up going and getting my L1 and started doing a little bit of coaching and started going down this path. And it became apparent pretty fast that I was like, this is what I want to do. It's great. Yeah. And you've been able to watch so many people have success, right? From that first day and that maybe timid or nervous person to somebody that is now helping.
I mean,
others.
I was that nervous person.
Sure, right.
So.
You both of you can sit here and say that. That's really great. I mean, it's been such a journey for sure. And now just the future is so bright, right? Yeah. I mean, this is great. Will you ever get to a point where, I mean, I don't know. We looked at the video from the new facility. It doesn't seem like there's a capacity for a class, but I mean, at 5:15 there were that many people, right? 6:15 there's that many people, and then and again, people can go to the website and Facebook page. But how many other times are offered throughout the course of the day? So we had 5:15, 6:15.
Yep. So we run 7 classes a day.
Oh my gosh!
6:15, 8:30 a.m.
Jeez.
Noon, 4:30, 5:30, 6:30 p.m.
So again, when we talk about not having any time, there's people that will show up on their lunch.
Definitely. Yep.
And get in. Wow, that's 7 per day. Is astounding.
Our classes are an hour long.
Yeah.
You warm up, you're out within an hour.
I was going to say very efficient use of the time. Again,
That's what it's about.
It's not going and not that there's. I mean, people are talking. It's not an antisocial place. That's not what I mean.
All.
But everybody is there for a reason, right?
Sometimes it's too social.
But it is a good group for sure. And the Muscatine Murph again coming up on Memorial Day, May 27th, will be really exciting. Even if you just come out and spectate and support people that that are going to participate. We know that the weather should cooperate. We love the riverfront. The river should be back in her banks at that point, of course.
Hopefully.
Well, I mean, I think we'll be okay, right?
Yeah.
What were you going to say? Go ahead.
Yeah. So I think I should mention that Memorial Day Murph is. That's available, or that's open to the public.
Sure.
All skill levels. We have 3 different levels of the workout. So if you're a experienced CrossFitter, you'll be just fine. If you're somebody who's never exercised before, you'll be just fine. We're going to have coaches on staff to help you get through it.
It's nice, this sense of community. It goes outside of Muscatine, right? I mean, I know that there's different in local and regional CrossFit competition or games, and folks from Muscatine with Warrior CrossFit will go and represent and do very well. And I have friends in the Quad Cities. My buddy Kyle Peters that owns the Daiquiri Factory, he's done CrossFit for a while, and downtown Rock Island does some CrossFit. It's just nice to see this explosion over the last, you can't even say 10 years, really. I mean, it's been really short of that, maybe 5 to 8 years, but it's a whole thing. And if you're looking, if you have started, maybe you're like myself and you've started a diet and you've made some changes, this is that next step, right? Because it is not, and you both can attest to this for sure, but and I'm using myself as the example, right? Like I can lose the weight, but if my activity level isn't there, the weight loss will almost be for nothing. Certainly health benefits will come with that, but I've got to increase that activity level.
I think it's important too to realize that yes, it can be a next step, but it can also be your first step.
Yeah,
we
absolutely.
Hear a lot. We hear a lot. I need to get in shape before I go to CrossFit.
Sure.
Well, we've had a lot of people who have never done any form of exercise come in and start with us.
That's great. Yeah. I was saying more of like, if you've been on a diet and you've lost weight, but you're not as active, and that's me as an example. I mean, I've got 3 kids, so I'm active to a certain extent, but I feel so good now having shed the weight that I feel like I've got that energy to burn in a place like Warrior CrossFit.
Right, definitely.
So, and Doc, you would agree, right? I mean, you got to have that balance of nutrition and exercise like we've been talking about. It has to exist to have success and to feel good and continue to look good. And I think that's just it, right? I mean, we're all so busy, and then we hope to get to that point where you retire, and then what? Like, where do you want to be at that retirement age if that's a thing? Like, I look at that as an opportunity, if I can still, keep off the weight that I've lost and progress there, maybe add a Warrior CrossFit to my life. I just want to be enjoying life 50, 60, 70, 80 versus feeling like you work to this age and then what do you do? Because, I mean, I think that also exists. It's like we're so busy, we work so much, and then what happens when you get to that point, right? What type of shape are you going to be in? So if we start doing the work now, it'll only help us as we progress. I'm so glad that you both were here. This is awesome. Warrior CrossFit Muscatine. We've been showing you Facebook page, the new address, 2818 Highway 22. Moved in last night, first classes. As we've been sitting here this morning, there was another class that happened, 7 per day. You can go to the website, warriorcfm.com, and take that step. And then I tell you what, you're going to enjoy the people that are there for sure. And I think what would surprise people is the amount of folks that are having success and loving going to Warrior CrossFit. Because not that that's not something that they share openly, but even just seeing the video, I saw a couple people that I recognized that I didn't know were going to CrossFit, and that's fantastic, right? I mean, you can look at so many different examples from people that are having success, and always ask questions if you're watching this. And again, if you feel compelled, reach out and go and see if it's for you, and I guarantee you'll like what you see. And again, you can't beat having a brand new location, right?
It's awesome.
So those first timers are going to be real fortunate. I remember when it was in the old Harbor Freight, right?
And we didn't turn the air conditioning on, and we didn't have a fan.
Harbor Freight, former, I think it was a Sears at one point, and there's been a lot of different homes for Warrior CrossFit, but this feels like a good one and a permanent one. Yes, Congratulations, buddy. It's good to see you. Doc, thanks.
Thank you.
Good to see you too. These are good guys for sure, and they're ready to help. And I'm telling you, it's a heck of a workout. I never had sweat that much in my life, and I've been a sweaty person, but holy moly, I'll never forget that. Just like getting in the car and being like, is there a hose? Can we get a hose for this thing now? All right, there's the contact info. New address again, 2818 Highway 22 here in the Pearl City. Everything you need on the screen. Reach out, get in touch, and you won't regret it, that's for sure. And then for sure, that Muscatine Murph coming up on the 27th is one that you should not miss. It's definitely worth seeing for sure. All right, very good. So today, the 15th of April, is a couple things. It is National Education and Sharing Day. It's also Tax Day. So are you the kind of person that waited until today to get your taxes done? Wow, that's not me. That's never been me. I guarantee that there's probably a lot of folks that have done that though. And today's it. Like, this is the deadline. Even if you were able to get an extension or something, like you should really get your taxes done today. On behalf of all my friends that are accountants, they're ready for today, that's for sure. It is National, let's see what else, Take a Wild Guess Day, Titanic Remembrance Day, Rubber Eraser Day, and fitting with April being on Sunday, it's National Glazed Spiral Ham Day. So that's something that you can celebrate early if you want to. I mean, maybe you just get the ham today and get it ready for Easter Sunday. All right, Cody has the Toyota Muscatine cart cam. Cody, let's go to the health market. We're talking about CrossFit and getting healthy. This seems like a natural move. The Toyota Muscatine cart cam will head there. And like I said, if you are going to make some good decisions in your life to get healthy, you got to get a place that you can go and burn that energy like Warrior CrossFit, and then you can come out to a place like Hy-Vee and check out everything that we've got to offer in the health market. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. So right down the seasonal aisle, you can see Brent, who's celebrating his birthday today. Happy birthday, Brent Coolers. There's Barb Paul, who runs the health market, and Cody's got the cart cam. Oh, Cody conveniently went down the aisle with my favorite meltdown drink. Cody, go ahead and grab me a Grape Blade. I'm feeling like I need a meltdown in my life, even though I already had my high fat, no sugar. Oh, okay. Chad would like a meltdown as well. Do you want a Great Blade? All right, Cody, we'll take two. We'll take 2 Great Blades. And call me in the morning. That's fantastic. All right, and then as you leave that aisle, can you hang a right and then go right down the vitamin aisle just to show everybody again? And I know that we've talked about this, but we have got the biggest selection of vitamins in Muscatine. And you're seeing this all from the perspective of the Toyota Muscatine car cam, which I love. I mean, just think about that. From joint health to heart health, immunity. It's nice to have, right? It's all in one place. You can't beat it. All right, Cody, now I want you to go left and see... Excuse me, I'm getting the hiccups apparently. If you can make it, I got to get my meltdown to get rid of the hiccups. Let's see if we can go towards Kara's office, Hy-Vee dietitian Kara Ziegman. So go straight and then hang a left, not yet, and left. Okay, so there's Kara's office, and then on her door, and there might be a flyer just past that delicious popcorn for the free A1C screening. So maybe on that little shelf, if you want to grab that, I think it's in one of those stands right there with the lady with her hand on her hip. Tomorrow, we've got the free A1C screenings. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. I've been wrong a time or two before. That could also just be information on the dietitian tours, which it might be. But regardless, tomorrow, Hy-Vee dietitian Kara Ziegman offering the free A1C screenings. If you're worried about where your A1C levels are, you can get those checked for free here at Hy-Vee. The Hy-Vee Healthy U-Mobile, there it is. He's found it. Good job, sir. The Hy-Vee Healthy U-Mobile is parked in our lot and will be ready to go tomorrow, offering those screenings. And again, it's at no cost to you, which is nice. And you can get an immediate answer to know where your A1C screenings are at. So that's great. We're happy to do that and look forward to a good turnout of folks getting that done tomorrow. All right, very good. Thanks again. You know, Kyle and I see Kyle in here all the time, Kyle Jack with Warrior CrossFit. Usually he's eating something off the salad bar. The guy's in great shape. I don't know if, the camera doesn't do me any justice. Those two, Dr. Dawson and Kyle, they're in great shape. But I see Kyle in here all the time, and I'm glad that we made this connection. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say thanks to our friend Holly Thomas Kaler, because that's who set this up. And I've known Dr. Dawson, for years. He's a great guy, and Muscatine is very fortunate to have him. Seriously, the guy is sharp, and he knows his stuff. If you're having any issues with ear, nose, and throat, sleep issues, he's put tubes in my kids' ears that have had some issues with the ear infections. And it's nice to know that he is such a healthcare advocate and that he's taking the time to, here comes the meltdown delivery. He's taking the time to be here because he feels so passionately about what can happen when you go to a place like Warrior CrossFit. Thank you, Cody. It's the meltdown. Great Blade. You know what? I was actually going to get one of these before the show, but sometimes I feel like my friends at Starbucks would be mad at me if I didn't get my Starbucks. And again, and I'll tell you this, if I'm being, in an effort to be totally transparent with you wonderful people that watch this show every day, I am resetting the clock back to zero on the old diet. So and you can tell if you watch this show, I've put on about 25 pounds from the weight that I lost, and it's time to reset the clock. So today is that first day, and I am going to break free from any sugar that had maybe crept back into the diet and the higher carbs, because I'm not perfect, right? But yeah, so I am resetting the clock to zero. So when I say that I've got the Starbucks drink, this is just coffee and some heavy whipping cream, like ultra low carbs. I don't even know if there's 2 or 3 carbs and no sugar in this. And then the meltdown, there's not, they don't even list carbs as an option. There's just no carbs in there, nor any sugar. So I'm hoping to shed the couple pounds that I picked back up. And I know I can do it, right? So that's just it. I just figured I'd share that with y'all. Because I have watched a couple of the shows recently, and I can see the weight creeping back on, and I'm like, not going to do it. Not today, wait. Not today. So thanks again to Kyle, Jack, who is the owner with Warrior CrossFit, and Dr. Doug Dawson, who is an ENT with Unity Point Health. He's also like a vice president for Unity Point Health. Great guy, very sharp. Appreciate their time. All right, there's a couple things I want to mention. and then we'll get to the team staffing job board and we'll mosey out of here. But to start, today we've got this 20% off produce sale, right? So you're watching the show, whether you've been live with us or you're catching it on cable tonight. You would still have time, by the way, if you started the show at 7:30 p.m. or even 10:30 p.m. for that matter, because we don't really go till midnight if you're starting it at 10:30. I mean, I think even our longest show has only been like an hour and 10 minutes, not even sniffing an hour and 30. So what I'm getting at is you can come to a place like Hy-Vee, save 20% off with this produce sack sale. It's a great deal. Grab a paper bag, load it up, and you'll save at the register. It's nice. I mean, it's that easy. So the paper bag will have that little sign on it. You can see on your screen the person at the register, friendly cashier, because here at Hy-Vee, get this, we have human beings that run the registers. It's a crazy concept. Human beings, not just robot. We're not going to make you work and check yourself out. That's just rude, right? So that human being, that helpful smile, will enter that code 95870, and that will give you 20% off produce. And again, we have a huge selection of produce, freshest in town. If you're meal prepping, on a diet, want to start something, resetting your diet, there's the produce department right there. Look at Brian Mueller working hard. I mean, that guy just doesn't stop. I think that's Kay, who's doing some home shopping right now. So very popular part of the store for sure. And the fact that you can save 20% off. I mean, they just, just like everybody else in this store that works hard. Look at how fast Brian works. Look at this guy. He does not slow down. No wonder. You know what Brian does for a workout? He just works in the produce department. Dude's like a walking stick bug. He's so thin over there. Look at that. Just getting after it. All right. So save 20% off today. That is a good deal. We've got, now I emailed the stuff to Ryan. Ryan's not here. Did you get any of those? Huh? Yeah, you got him? All right, well, hey, good. All right. Ryan's on assignment, right? Ryan Broderson in the field. We'll check in with him later. I'm just kidding. He's off on a project, though. So Easter wine, right? Easter is this Sunday, newsflash, in case you need to help out the Easter Bunny. Maybe your Easter Bunny is going to purchase things for somebody that's 21 and over. Well, how about some Easter wine deals at Wine and Spirits? I love how this looks, and you can do some math. Now, Cody, if we zoom in on the Ava Grace wines, there's a way that you can get that wine for $3.39 each. You just got to do some math, right? It's almost as fun as toilet paper math, where 6 mega rolls equals 48 normal rolls times the 2 divided by 6, carry the decimal. So here's how this works. $6.99 is your retail price. You take $1 off instant coupon while supplies last. $5.99 per bottle times 12 bottles equals $71.88 per case. Now, you're going to save 10% off because you bought 6 or more bottles of wine, so there's a $7.19 discount. Then you're going to have a mail-in rebate of $24, bringing that per bottle cost down to $3.39. Ladies and gentlemen, wine math, everybody. That's pretty good while supplies last. I mean, that's how you do it. And then there's another example of wine math on there with the rosé wines. You can get them down to $6.99 per bottle. Retail price is $9.99 times 12 bottles. You're going to get to $119.88. So you're going to save $11.99 because you bought 6 or more bottles, which, again, at Hy-Vee Wine and Spirits, anytime you buy 6 or more bottles, you save 10% off. Then you're at $107.89 minus $24, $83.89. You got to tell my friend Cookie to come on the show, ma'am. I see you with the Cookies Barbecue. You know, he was here a couple years ago selling ribs. You got to tell him to come back, all right? He's hiding out on me. I would look pretty good in a Cookies pullover, by the way. It's like that. That's 2 free mentions right there. Cookies barbecue sauce, everybody. All right, the salad bar deal. So, again, if you're ready for Easter, but you're thinking, you know what, I just don't have the time to make deviled eggs. Well, guess what? We can do it for you. Now, I have gone on record saying I'm not a big fan of deviled eggs. They make me a little nervous, if anything. When I see deviled eggs, this is what I do. And there's people that have told me, family members, oh, I've got the best deviled egg recipe. I don't care. They're not for me. Now, I would try one for the sake of science. But they just give me the heebs and the jeebs. I just can't do it. It's not for me, the deviled eggs. I just can't. I mean, I want to come around on the deviled eggs, but I can't. But if you're the kind of person that needs them, we've got them on that flyer. Also some fruit trays, veggie trays. The watermelon boat is awesome. It's a watermelon and it's a boat. And she's seaworthy. Look at that. That is a watermelon boat. Pretty cool. I can get behind chocolate-covered strawberries. I won't because I'm resetting the old diet. Stupid diet. Who starts a diet over Easter week, by the way? I mean, what am I doing? Easter candy. My mom makes these Easter lamb pound cake cakes with like the real buttercream frosting. Good idea, Tony. Large fruit pizzas, deviled eggs, it's all there. Grab a flyer, hop in and enjoy these savings. You know what? Maybe I'd try a deviled eggs. What's the consensus, Chad, Cody? Deviled eggs, yes or no? Chad says yes. Cody says yes. Well, I'm in the minority. Well, look at me. Okay, fine. I did see a funny meme on Facebook this weekend that was a deviled egg with like SpaghettiOs in it. So I don't know if that's a real thing. SpaghettiOs inside a deviled egg. I don't know. It looked really weird, but it was pretty funny. I think it was probably just a joke, though. One of those things you see on the internet. On the back page of the Voice Muscatine newspaper this week, we're just talking Easter, right? Everything you need for Easter. You'll get that in your mailbox Tuesday, Wednesday. There is a Breakfast with the Bunny event coming up this Saturday here at Hy-Vee. We'll have the Easter Bunny in the house from 8 till 10, so you can check that out. If you find yourself needing anything for Easter week, we'll be here for you for sure. And bring the kids this Saturday for Breakfast with the Bunny. There it is right there. So I love how that looks. I wish I had half the skills as these graphic designers do, right? And then Breakfast with the Bunny, 8 till 10. Kids breakfast buffet, $5. Adults, $7.99. That's the cheapest breakfast buffet in town, by the way. That adult price, $7.99. Plus it includes a drink, which is almost too good to be true. So Easter Bunny in the house this Saturday. Of course, Easter is Sunday. Very late Easter this year. And we're ready to go. And then if you don't want to cook on Thursday, look at the deal for this Thursday, y'all. Again, who starts a diet over when this is the Thursday night deal? All you can eat crispy fried chicken legs. So if you're the kind of person that loves fried chicken, but you're like, well, I wish I could just get a giant thing of chicken legs. This is all you can eat chicken legs with baked beans and coleslaw. $8. You know how many chicken legs I could eat for $8? At least 8 of them. How about I have a deviled egg for every chicken leg that I have? Oh, yucky. I don't want to do it. I promise, because I know I'm going to get emails. I know. Jen is pointing out, of course, Jen Chapin, our friend. She just hit 50,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel, by the way. Jen's pointing out that she loves deviled eggs, and they're keto, too. All right, I will take one for the team on this show. Before the week is over, I will have a deviled egg that we make here, and I'll give you my full report. Of course, they're keto-friendly. Yucky. What if I put bacon on top of it? Would that be a good idea? Caught my pen. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Now, if you don't want to cook at all, which I understand, Easter Sunday, you doing anything, you going anywhere, what if you're just like me, for instance? I've got a DJ wedding on Saturday. I'm going to be in Rock Island for like 9 hours getting that wedding done. So come Sunday, Easter Sunday, I'm just going to be tired, and I'm not going to want to have to lift a finger. You can go to Hy-Vee.com and order an entire Easter meal where we would do everything for you. So you can go to the website. You can check it out on the Hy-Vee app. You can stop by the store. You can call the store. We've got a lot of options available. A complete Easter meal, Easter made easy at your Muscatine Hy-Vee. You know, I took advantage of this around Christmas and did one of the Christmas dinner packs. And I can't say enough about it. It was absolutely fantastic. So do the same thing with Easter. Don't feel like you have to cook at all. Don't do it. Go to Hy-Vee.com, put in your order, and then all you have to do is pick it up. It is truly that easy. Please check that out. Kim and her crew will do a fantastic job. From ham to barbecue options, it's all available, and you can check that out at the website. All right, last thing I'll mention before the job board is the Salvation Army fundraiser. That's coming up on May 17th. Salvation Army fundraiser dinner and the Kids Zone camp. You know, they want to make sure that the Salvation Army is able to offer their camp for all of the kids in Muscatine that are hoping to be able to go. And without the support of this event coming up on May 17th, I'm not sure if that'll be a reality. And I say that in all seriousness as a member of the Salvation Army board. We need some help for sure. So I hope that you'll consider getting a ticket. Again, it is May 17th. Check that out. Oh, my mom's sending me a fun text. Check that out on May 17th. The fundraiser for the Salvation Army is held at Geneva Golf and Country Club. Thad Burkhamper, TB Mentalism, doing a performance at the Salvation Army dinner. That's a lot of fun. You can get more info on the Salvation Army Muscatine's Facebook page. You can call the Salvation Army. Get your tickets. They're $50 each, and we hope to have a full house at Geneva Golf and Country Club, and we look forward to having our friend TB Mentalism, Thad Burkhamper, back on the show ahead of that performance. That'll be fun. All right, let's leave you with some job board postings. We have those from Team Staffing. Perfect. Our friends at Team Staffing, 109 Lake Park Boulevard, right across from Happy Joe's. They have jobs that are available if you find yourself looking for a new opportunity. Maybe it's someone you know. They also would want me to tell you that if you're looking for a second job, they can fit your schedule, I promise. If you're the kind of person that loves first shift, second shift, third shift, swing shift, I don't think there's a fourth shift. I don't think that's a thing. There's opportunities abound, and you can get to work immediately. Here's Mary. She's looking for a painter, $15.10 an hour, $15.10 per hour. This is third shift. This is what I'm saying. Maybe you're a night owl. You want to do a third shift job? I don't know how you sleep during the day. You got like the light dampening curtains. If this is for you, you can call them at 563-316-7634 or careers@teamssi.com. Reach out. Up next is material support. Our friend Yoli looking up second shift. Yoli. That's such a fun name, right? And she's super nice. Yoli, one of the newest members of the team at Team. Second shift material support, I believe, is at $12.50 an hour, 6 to 8 weeks. So kind of a little bit of a temporary or short-term position. But again, if it's for you, call Team Staffing Solutions, 563-316-7642. And last but not least on the job board is Brooke McCullough. She's still looking for that machine operator. Call Brooke, 563-316-7636, $12 an hour. It's first shift. Go to Team's social media pages, go to their website, get started immediately. Join the team. They work with local employers to hire good people like yourself or someone you know, and they're ready to take care of you. Okay, friends, with all that being said, thank you for watching Hy-Vee today. I feel good, I'm gonna, like I said, reset the old diet today. I guarantee you that if I really focus in, and this is why I share stuff like this. It's not to pat myself on the back, but I can lose 10 pounds this week for sure, just by eating right and staying active. I got the Fitbit on that'll tell me how many steps I take. And if you're the kind of person that has struggled with weight, it's really just as easy as making a few simple changes. I mean, I don't profit a dollar from promoting or having ever talked about the keto diet. It's something that worked for me. That being said, any type of change, whether it's something to your diet, even if you tweak a couple of things, or your activity level, and that's why having people like Kyle, Jack, and Dr. Doug Dawson with Warrior CrossFit Muscatine, I mean, that's just a great example, right? And what a great story, too. You want to talk about supporting locally owned places. I mean, Warrior CrossFit Muscatine started in a building in downtown Muscatine, moved out to where Harbor Freight is, then kind of shifted over where they had been on 2nd Avenue, and now the ability to purchase land, to build a building, and have a brand new facility. That says a lot, and a great opportunity to learn more about what they do there, and that's why we wanted to have them on the show. And we thank, again, Kyle and Doug for stopping by. It's always weird, a little bit weird, to call a doctor by their first name, even if you're friends with them, right? Like, by all accounts, at this point, I've known Dr. Dawson long enough that he could just be Doug, but it feels like I just need to call him. I call him Doc usually when I see him, or Dr. Dawson. But do you ever get that feeling like you've gone to the same doctor for years, but you still can't call him by just their first name? It's like if you see a former teacher and you want to say like, oh, hey, Mr. Khan, like my favorite teacher ever, my English teacher. Like if he walked in here right now, first of all, I'd be like, this is a surprise. And then I would be like, hey, Mr. Khan. I couldn't call him Peter. That's his name, or Pete. I don't know if we're on that level, right? Even though I'm 35 now, and when he taught me I was 16. But it's just like that respect thing. I don't know, but that's how I feel with Dr. Dawson. It's like I could call him Doug, but then there's that part of me that's like, no, he went to school long enough. That's the other thing. If you went to school for that many years, you've earned that doctor in front of your name, right? Yeah, you can just call me Prince Tone from now on. I've earned that distinction, I think. Isn't that right, Rita? Rita just got a cart full of Easter candy. That is temptation right there. Easter Bunny shops at Hy-Vee. Y'all know that. All right, we've got a full week ready to rock and roll with you. No time off in the foreseeable future, except for June when I move and close on the new house. Otherwise, we'll be here with you. We'll be here on Good Friday, right? Are we working on Good Friday? I think so, yeah. I mean, there's no school, but we'll be here. we'll be here working hard and bringing you local guests that are doing good stuff in and around Muscatine. So thank you for watching. Catch us on cable Muscatine Power and Water Channel 5. Thanks to our friends with Remax Professionals Office. They would love for me to tell you that I don't know if the real estate market locally has ever been hotter than it is. Houses are getting listed and sold like that. I think I saw on their Facebook page, Remax Professionals, they had like 19 accepted offers or something, us being one of them with my house. I mean, just unbelievable. The market is just en fuego. The market is so hot that we listed our house on a Thursday. We had an accepted offer Saturday. And I felt bad because Chad didn't even have to come and videotape my house. I mean, I feel good about that. It didn't even need to be on the channel that my show is on, even though I told you that it was going to be on it. We're not going to come back and film it now because it's already sold, right? But I'm telling you, the market is hot. It is a seller's market for sure. 100% a seller's market. So if you're looking to buy or sell your home, talk to our friends at Remax. They can get you taken care of. All right, I've said enough. Thanks for watching. Come see us here at Hy-Vee today on Monday the 15th. Save 20% off produce and everything that you need for Easter, which is this Sunday. We've got it for you. In the meantime, it's time to melt down and trim some of the fat that I've picked up. I'm not perfect, but I'll get rid of it. And I will sample a deviled egg on the show. I'll be brave later this week. Maybe I'll like deviled eggs. What if, is that going to be a revelation? I'm never going to like Brussels sprouts. It's just something I'm not going to like. But as I've gotten older, there have been things that I didn't think I would like that I like now. So maybe deviled eggs will be one of those revelations that I have. It'll be like a happy midlife, delicious crisis. What if I can't get enough deviled eggs? Am I going to become that guy that just talks about deviled eggs? We'll find out. So stay tuned and have a good rest of your day or a good evening. We done.
Watching Hy-Vee today with Tony Tone.
Be very, very quiet while hunting wabbits.
We'll do it again tomorrow with more local guests from in and around the Muscatine community.
I'm trying to emote that the alumni are putting on in Wilton this Friday, Saturday.
Questions, comments, know a great guest? Reach out to Hy-Vee today with Tony Tone on Facebook or via email, hyveetoday@gmail.com.